Okay, so here's a tour of the booth I share with Nicole Northgarden. This side is Nicole's side. Of course, obviously, she has a lot of awesome stuff. This is her husband, Chris, selling his comic books, which he does really well with selling comic books here. And then all of Nicole's notions. Beautiful vintage linens and artwork and kitchen wares, other great decorative items. And then she's also got Halloween stuff I just noticed she's putting out today. And we have this shared space underneath where we both have different items. It's kind of hard to see, so it's not exactly a spot that sells very much, but the top of it works really well. Then over here she has more of her craft items, some other decorative items. Then we have a small area for our artwork that we display. And it's funny how artwork is hit or miss. Sometimes we'll sell quite a bit and other times we won't sell for a while. So it's one of those things. Then I have a small section of books here. And then it's mostly kitchen items. On this shelving unit, scarves. I sell a ton of scarves in the spring, which is great. And this is just a little miscellaneous shelf that I'm eventually going to be putting more books on. I'm slowly transitioning to books. Here's some smaller knickknacks and toys. And then books, and again, some miscellaneous stuff on the bottom shelves that will be transitioned out for books. And same on this unit, because I actually sell more books than I do this other stuff. Then I have this little spinner rack, which is full of little baggies full of craft items, jewelry bits, and some small toys, a few Barbie clothes, stuff like that. And then back there is a kind of a letter file rack that goes all the way up there that I have a lot of paper ephemera and some doilies, small hankies, that kind of stuff on that. All right, I'll show you the other shelves. This is another one of my areas. This is where I put more, well, I guess you would consider it kind of pop culture. So there's records, there's cassettes, 8-track, stuff like that, souvenir type items, playing cards, 45 records. I also do hardware, Barbie clothes, you can see that, comics, and then just some miscellaneous stuff on the bottom. Again, I'm kind of transitioning out this to little different stuff. I just acquired, this is my newest shelving area, so I'm still kind of figuring out what sells off of this versus other areas. These two shelving units are actually on the stairwell going from the upper level to the lower level. This is the first area that I started with here at the Pink Elephant, so it's kind of sentimental to me. And I do a lot of these small figurines. And I have some more mixed down here. This is where I put the Schleich animals that I sell a lot of. I also have my vintage hankies, which it needs to be replenished because I'm down to just a few, and I have those already. I forgot to bring them. And then like paperweights and kind of a blue and white shelf, although again, things kind of shift around. Miscellaneous stuff on the bottom. But here's where I do my jars of craft items, where there's jewelry, beads, and then my big bowl of cookie cutters. This is more kitchen, household items. Same with this shelf. And then I started doing a Pyrex shelf with my little hen-on chicks. This shelf does well for me. And this is the next area of small collectibles. And on top is just whatever. And then I do have a couple pieces of artwork, which I'm going to be changing out here soon. And yeah, and then I put like books, you know, similar titles with covers spines, I tie those together and sell them as a set. And then the very last item is my drinkware shelf, which is just a small shelf here, which I have all of my barware, drinkware type stuff. And then at the very bottom I have a couple of Fisher-Price items. But yeah, so this is the last space I have. My original plan was to have more lamps on top, so as these other items sell, I'll transition in some more lamps. Okay guys, so from here on we're going to do a tour of the first floor and the upper level of the Pink Elephant. Okay, so this begins our tour of the Pink Elephant. This is when you walk in the front door. That's the outdoor to the street. We have like over 40 different vendors here. There's a lot of stuff. Most of this would be considered vintage as opposed to antique. And we have a very eclectic mix of stuff, as well as a lot of great vendors who carry a great variety of items. Some specialize in certain things. You know, kind of point those out when we go that way. And this is one of my shelves along this wall, which I go into more depth here in a minute. And this one is filled with a lot of items from Russia. That's where this couple that deal with these items come from. There's a lot of Matryoshkas, amber necklaces, small glass figures, and medals. And this is our other display window. So, and people are always changing out their booth and the items they have on display. And we have a nice mix of items. Also have a number of locked cabinets where we keep some of the more expensive items or smaller items. Now these two shelves here happen to be Nicole Northgarden's. This is where she keeps her small items and more valuable items. And these on the lower shelves here are my friend Brad. He also is a bins guy. He's showed up in some of my videos over the years. So that's fun. There's another dealer's booth. They deal with mostly mid-century modern items. They have great eyes, pick up some great stuff, and it's all like in fantastic condition. So they're very selective about what they buy and what they resell. So, and they charge a little more, but it's worth it because you're getting great quality stuff. They are also, their specialty is this, typewriters. Steve refurbishes them, makes sure they work perfectly, and they sell a lot of typewriters. Mostly manual, so that's awesome. This is a case, this is a different dealer, this is Dale. She has a plethora of stuff. She's one of the largest dealers here as far as the amount of space and sales. And it's her full-time job. She doesn't sell online. This is another dealer here. And she leaves her Christmas stuff out all year round. She adds more during Christmas, but leaves it out because she's like, people buy Christmas all year round, and it's true. People are buying Christmas right now. This is our checkout counter. This is where you come to buy your stuff. That's the collection of Pink Elephants, which I'll show a little closer here in a moment. That's the owner's collection. We all kind of donate to his collection because that's the name of the store, the Pink Elephant. These glass cases with all of the fabulous glassware in here. Some more incredible stuff. in this glass case. Okay, so the pink elephants start down here. There's actually a red one in that suitcase. I was here when the person brought that in. But up here, you can see all the different types of pink elephants you could ever imagine. And I'm sure there's many more out there. Oh, look at the kitty waving hi. Did you ever imagine there were so many different pink elephants? I sure didn't. And he's recently acquired that batik, which is actually quite valuable. All right, and here's another dealer. This is Tim. Tim's Specialties, vintage holiday. Doesn't matter which holiday, he's got an incredible assortment of vintage holiday items, many times rare and wonderful pieces. And he is, of course, right now, this is in July, there's no major holiday going on, so just has his regular merchandise out. But this case for Easter, for Halloween, and for Christmas is filled with fabulous pieces. Yeah, and Tim does a great business as well. If you guys ever watch Vintage Bulldog on Instagram, Tim is one of the dealers she always gravitates towards because he's got some great stuff. She does really well with when she comes in here and does her pink elephant sales. This is more of Brock, the owner's space. Again, just a fabulous assortment of mid-century, modern, vintage collectibles. It's just everywhere, and this is just the first part of the store, so. Brock loves glassware, like hand-blown glass. I'll show you some more of that around the corner here. There's some of his stuff. Here's some more. Just a lot of great stuff. Another dealer here, Delphine. Again, just a great assortment of vintage items. Oh wow, those are new. I like those. Like I say, even though I come in here all the time, there's always new stuff coming and going. And here's some nice uranium glass items. Delphine has a closet full. All right, here's another booth that we have. Kirsten always has some fabulous lamps. Again, she has these bins full of different items for crafting or jewelry. Scrabble letters. And then this is another dealer's shelves. I'm always amazed at how people learn to fit so much stuff in a small area. So there's plenty of eye candy. And many times it looks great. I try to put a lot of stuff in a small area and it looks terrible. So it's definitely an art form. I'm still learning how to do that. And then we walk up the stairs. So the Pink Elephant has multiple levels. This is the upper level. It's just a few stairs up from the entry where you come in. But we always call it the upper level. And then there's this. This is another one of the owner's rooms where he keeps his vintage clothing. Bunch of beautiful hat boxes up there. Accessories, more clothes. And over here, this is actually multiple different dealers on these different shelves. Everybody has their own little dealer code, and so we can keep track of who's selling what. A lot of small craft and jewelry items around here. So as you can tell, we have a huge variety of items. Look at that coffee pot. I love that coffee pot. So retro. Tupperware is another surprising item. We sell quite a bit of Tupperware here. Not for big money, but it sells. So books, everybody has this kind of like a small scattering of books, but I'm working on having the biggest section of books. Because again, I seem to do well with it, and I do well when it's, well-known authors and those type of things. This is one of the records rooms. We actually have two. This is one, and he does a great deal of records here for a small space. And he sells quite a few cassettes too, so which is surprising. But some people still have cassettes in their cars, and they like listening particularly to rock and roll as they cruise around the Twin Cities area. So we like to accommodate them and provide them with some great cassettes to listen to. And part of the whole retail thing is figuring out what's your market, what people like. And even though here in Hopkins there's 4 different antique stores, each of us sell different items. And a different, an appeal to different clientele. So here's another one of the dealers that has Christmas out all year round. Got some Jewel Brights over there. Mentioned Dale earlier. This is another one of her booths. There's a lot of jewelry, a lot of men's jewelry. Before I had a booth here, I actually came down here looking for money clips, and she had quite a few. It's one of the few places we had that I found had money clips. So that was good. Again, Dale knows how to get a lot of merchandise in a small area, which is awesome. And it still looked good. Lots of coffee cups, teacups, artwork, figurines, flower frogs, you name it, she's got them. And she's got tons of jewelry in these cases, along with some pocket watches, some beautiful lamps. That. You'll see how she takes shelves and then piles shelves on top of shelves to create layers, which is really cool. Like here, it's got the lower level, and she comes up to a smaller level. It's a different shelving unit. So that's the creative part, is figuring out how to display all of your fabulous merchandise, right? Make it appeal to people. And here we're at the back of the store. I'll save the basement level for another day, but there's a quick tour of the pink elephant.